In this video, we will show you how to start a keto diet.
Welcome to the Liz Skatz channel. Hi, I'm Liz and I'm a clinical holistic therapist, yoga and meditation teacher.
And I'm Skatz. I'm a musician and music therapist with type 2 diabetes.
Together we're beating Skatz's type 2 diabetes with ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting.
So far we've lost over 85 pounds between us. Our health and fitness has never been better.
And now we're here to help and support you as well.
So help us to help you become better keto bonitos by doing
this.
Subscribe and click on the bell. Not long after the COVID lockdown, we started researching the keto diet, and it set us on this whole new path and this whole new lifestyle, and that led to us being on YouTube and helping people like you.
So by subscribing, you can help us, through our experience, help others on their journey as well.
Today's offering to you is how to begin keto, just how to start, how to get it going. And we've got 8 important pieces of information. So make sure you stick around right to the end of the video so you get the full benefit.
There's a lot of really good information coming up.
Okay, number 1. Do your research.
Do your research. Very, very important, this one.
First thing to do, watch our videos all about keto. Some of them are about keto on its own, some of them are about keto and intermittent fasting, which we're both doing, which is the holy grail of weight loss.
Yes, so we made a point of keeping ourselves up to date with all of our own mistakes and research by making the videos. It really does help.
It does. If you're on medication, this is important. If you're on medication, especially for heart disease or for diabetes, then consult a medical practitioner.
Yeah. So by talking to your doctor, you can make sure that you can overcome any incidents that might happen with regards to going into ketosis and how that will affect your medication. Most people will find, if you look and do the research, most people find that once you go into ketosis and your insulin resistance is lowered, that you may not need your medication anymore. So you need to go in and discuss this with your GP or your MD, whichever part of the world you're in.
And they can wean you off the medication if they understand the process of ketosis.
Yeah.
There are also lots of experts on YouTube, and if you need advice on which experts to go to, we've done a lot of research and we've followed a lot of their advice. So ask us in the comments below and we can point you in the right direction to some brilliant videos which are very science and medicine based and full of facts. One other thing, find out about carbs and what they do.
Yeah.
That's the whole basis of the keto lifestyle.
It really is important to know how they work within your own body, which hormones they stimulate and which ones they don't, and also about the hunger that they produce as well within your body. Very important.
Why sugar is bad for you. Bad sugar. We will have a video coming out about why sugar is bad for you, and also a keto diet for beginners, I think, and basics. What's it all about?
Yeah.
So we're not going to go in depth into that in this video. We're just going to be talking about how to start once you've done your research. So, number 2, get yourself an app. I like my app. It's a carb counting app. It doesn't just count the carbs, it counts protein and fats too. It's got comprehensive lists of every single foodstuff you can buy, and they tell you how many grams of carb or protein or fats are in each.
And if you're like me, you're a little bit macrophobic, what you can do is borrow your husband's app and then just check out what sizes you actually need to put onto your plate. And that makes it a lot easier after that.
And once you're used to it, then you don't necessarily need the app anymore for everyday use. You can keep checking on it every now and then just to make sure that you've got your macros right. But then once you've got it in your head and once you know how much fat is in one particular kind of food that you use regularly, then you don't have to keep weighing it, because really, once it's in your hand, you go, yeah, that's 3 grams, and it's all fine.
Yeah, and it's also very helpful if you've had a plateau. So if you need to kind of go back, regroup, because obviously every now and again the extra something might end up on your plate without you even realising it. You're suddenly doing more peas or more
peas. Yeah, too many peas.
Too many peas. You might be doing something like more Brussels sprouts. We don't eat peas. I don't know why I even mentioned that. You might end up with suddenly starting to pile on a few extra sprouts or a few extra sprigs of broccoli or something like that, and eventually you sort of like, it starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you don't even realise it, and then suddenly you've stopped losing weight. So macros and macro apps are very useful from that point of view.
Yeah, and we've got a whole video all about keto plateaus, so
check that one out too.
Number 3.
Oh my goodness.
Thought I'd go up a little bit.
Absolutely, that took me by surprise. So plan your recipes and menus. Very, very important. Shopping lists. Get yourself organised. We have lists all over the place, but especially on our phones, especially when we're going shopping. So what do we need? Which foods we need? It's also really important before you start on a keto diet to actually make sure that you've got rid of some of the stuff that you shouldn't be eating anymore, like pasta and bread and things like that. Just I don't know, eat them all up or send them off. Send them off to a friend.
Give them to the poor.
Yes, or feed them to the birds. All those wonderful things that you can do. But just make sure that you cleared your cupboards. Get your shopping list ready and your menus, and you'll be great.
Yes, and don't shop hungry.
No,
that's always a bad thing, because you'll head for the chocolate straight away.
Yeah, I know. Well, for me, it's head for the fruit.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. So yes, it's a good idea to make sure that you are either in the middle of a lovely fast or you've just eaten.
Yes, and look out for those sites online which advertise foods as being no carbs or keto friendly.
Yeah.
Check on your carb counting app.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, because a lot of people are exaggerating a little bit, just to make you interested in what they're selling on their site.
We found that a lot. And also check the labels on things. If you are buying something that is processed food, then just make sure that you're checking the labels. Check for check for fats and check for sugars and carbohydrates, because they will be listed on there on the back on the label. And just make sure you're keeping the carbs and the sugars low, very low, preferably nothing, and the fats should be nice and high.
Yeah, very difficult to do nothing on the carbs, because there are actually carbs in lots and lots of food. There's carbs in cheese, for example. You might not think of cheese as a carbohydrate, but carbs aren't the actual food, they are something that food has in it.
Comes from the lactose cheese. Lactose is the milk sugar, so that's why you get carbs.
3 different kinds of carbs. What we're going to do is talk about what carbs are in another video. There's so many other videos that we've got planned.
We're just going to be sat here for about a week, I think.
Number 4. It's going to get more ridiculous as time goes on.
Sorry.
Good. No, we're good. We'll carry on.
It's brilliant.
So support.
Yeah.
Get support. Get a support network.
Yeah.
That could be other keto bonitos, people who are on the keto diet, or members of your family.
Yeah.
It's really important to get your family on board so that they understand what this is all about, because a lot of people think the keto diet is a fad.
Yeah.
They think it's dangerous to do for a long time, and all of these things are misinformation, because there's very good science behind it, and it is very, very healthy.
Yeah, we're lucky because we have each other, and I'd already started wanting to lose weight, and then Skatz kind of joined on to that as well, because we were hoping to get rid of the metformin and all of the drugs for the diabetes, so which we have done. So this is the reason, we're very, very lucky. But of course, another reason for us to start this channel was to reach out to people who haven't got that support as well, so that you can come and join us, comment below, and speak to us if you need any help or support.
Yeah, we're always here, behind this camera.
We're always here.
Always here. Yeah, we never move. There's a bed underneath here.
Yeah. We just lie down and answer emails.
Number I can't get any higher than that. I'm sorry. I think I've peaked too early. So set yourself realistic targets. Now there's two different kinds of targets and goals. One are the short-term goals, and those are really, really useful because you're not looking too far ahead. You're just looking to lose a couple of pounds, and that's a little target that you can achieve very easily. It's also good to have the ultimate goal, the yes goal, the goal that you've been aiming to reach, the your target weight, the finish line. You can look ahead to that, but it's not necessarily a good idea to have that on your mind all of the time because it could be a long way away. Some of you might be wanting to lose 100, 150 pounds, and that's a long way to go. There's a whole kind of batch of goals that I've got coming up. One of them is to go less than 11.5 stone, which is 161 pounds. I'm now 161.5, so another half a pound and I will be below that. There's also, let's consult my notes, why not? 11.5 stone, 160 pounds is the next target, of course. Every time you go through a 10, that's another little target.
And a 5. Make it a 5, I mean, this is the thing, you can just make it whatever you want it to be, and of course it's not just the weight, it should be inches as well. Should be measuring ourselves around the chest, around the waist, around the hips, around the tops of the arms. Find out where you're losing your weight, so that even if you just have a little plateau and you don't lose any weight for a week or 2 or 3, you might be losing some inches. We've found that. We've just not moved, our weight's not moved for a while, and we're going, what is going on? And all it is we're losing inches instead. Or maybe you're losing BMI.
That's it. BMI, that's another target that's coming up soon. I'm 25 point something. Once I get below 25, then I am no longer overweight. And that's official. If you believe in BMI, it's not necessarily one of those things that you can that you need to focus on, but it's a good little target. It's a good little goal to achieve.
Again, it's up to you. You pick your own targets, make them realistic, and make them good ones. Don't lose too much weight in a week. If you start losing too much weight in a week, then it's not really very good for you. So just 2-3 pounds a week is enough. Even a pound a week is enough.
Although you will find when you start the keto diet, the weight will just drop off
very quickly.
Certainly in the first week or two, or even the first month.
That's basically because your kidneys start working very, very well all of a sudden because of the ketogenic diet, and you'll actually be processing the water in your body a lot easier. So a lot of the water weight will disappear very, very quickly.
That's right. Yes. Number 6. There was no further way to go up, so I had to go down on this one. We said earlier for number 1, do your research. Do more research as you go along. This is number 6. Keep going, because there are lots of details that you'll find out as you go along. Like, for example, the best fish to eat, the best cheeses to eat, which nuts are good and which ones are bad. There's which foods are inflammatory and which foods are the opposite. What's the opposite of inflammatory? Inflammatory or deflammatory. Anti-inflammatory. No?
Anti-inflammatory, some of them are inflammatory and some of them are anti-inflammatory.
And there's the difference between omega-3 and omega-6. It's important that you have omega-3, but omega-6 is the inflammatory one.
It is.
So
that's why some nuts are good and some are bad.
Exactly, yes. And which fruit you can have a little of, and which fruit you should really avoid, because there's kind of too many carbs. Certainly when you're on the weight loss part of keto diet. Eventually, once you're in a maintaining keto lifestyle, then maybe you can add a little bit more of some of those fruits.
I miss fruit.
There we go. So, and those are all things that you need to know for your continuing good health. So this keto lifestyle, I know I'm going to be on it for the rest of my life. If I drop out of it, then there's a danger. It doesn't matter how much good I've done on it. There's a danger that I could become diabetic again. And I don't ever want that to happen, because I feel really, really good. My health is better than it's been for a long, long time. I'm just about to get into a t-shirt that I wore when I was about 21. I just realised I saw a photograph of me when I was at university, and I was wearing this particular t-shirt, which is a band that I was in at the time. And what I'm going to do soon is pose in the same pose that I was in that t-shirt, just to show you that I'm back in it. I kept the t-shirt in a plastic bag all of these years for nostalgia, and I'm very glad I did.
Yeah.
Because I've just found the photograph.
Yeah. So you'll love it, because as soon as you start being able to wear the clothes that you've kept all those years, if you're anything like us, we've kept all of our smaller clothes in the hope one day we'll be able to get in them again. And I mean, this is one of them, my little skater dress that I never thought I'd get back into, because it's a size 14 or UK 14. So I'm thrilled to bits.
Yeah, and we've done the opposite, which is we've thrown out all the big clothes.
We've never done that before. Never.
That's scary.
Especially him. He's never done that before.
Never done that before.
Yeah.
2 huge boxes like this, like the sort of boxes you get apples in and eggs. Yeah. Massive ones.
Huge.
They went to the charity shop, the thrift shop, as you call them in the States.
So that was good. That was a good feeling.
Yeah, very good feeling.
Really good.
Number 7.
7. Len Goodman, we love him.
Yeah.
Number 7. Exercise. We told you if you'd waited till the end you'd get a good one. So here we are. Exercise. Yeah, maybe
it's mine for the day.
There we are.
No, we've already been out for a walk.
Yeah, we've done our walk. Walking slow, steady, not too fast. Take it easy. Be good to yourselves.
Yeah.
You're starting out on a big journey here, and we need to be gentle here. We don't need to be throwing ourselves into exercise which is going to cause us stress to our bodies. For example, when I first started, I was 2 and a bit stone heavier, or 28 pounds heavier than I am right now. And I had arthritic joints, both hips and knees were really starting to give me a lot of problems. And when we started walking, I had to take this analgesic cream with me all the time to kind of rub onto myself as halfway through the walk, because I was in pain. Now, because I've persisted and done it nice and gently and slowly, I have no pain at all.
And also because you've been fasting and gone into autophagy, which we'll talk about in another video.
There's another video again.
Because we're focusing on keto today.
Yeah, but the weight loss and the other things that we're doing in our lifestyle have actually helped me, and one of those things is to do a lot of walking.
Watch our video called Top Tips for Keto and Intermittent Fasting, number 1, exercise. And you'll get the whole facts on that.
Yeah, all terribly good for you, and also keep you nice and mellowed as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Because of cortisol, you don't want too much cortisol.
Yeah, and very high impact exercising is a surefire way that you won't be losing weight at all.
Excuse the ding there. There's people on YouTube trying to get in touch with us. It's probably you. Number 8. Eat fresh foods. This is number 8.
Very important, this one. Because when you're doing keto, the likelihood is that you're going to have to reduce your meals because you won't feel as hungry. So we can actually start to afford nice organic food. There's been a lot of debate recently on YouTube, particularly about how eating organic and grass-fed meat and things like that is very, very expensive. It doesn't really have to be. Find a local butcher, ask where he gets his meat from, and make sure that you're finding people, but grow your own as well. I mean, we've been growing our own.
Oh, your own cows.
Your own. I've got 3 of them, they're lovely. Yeah, just move.
Oh. I think she was talking about vegetables
I'm
at the time.
talking about
That's
vegetables, I'm sorry. I get very sort of, off on a tangent, but you can also grow your own. So just a little pot is all you need, and you can grow some spinach. Spinach is so easy to grow, my goodness me. I mean, and it's survived storms, heat wave, all sorts of things. It's amazing stuff. So grow your own, get the thing, or find organic vegetable shops. Health food shops sometimes sell them. This is a diet to make you well again. You deserve the best. You deserve to have the food that's been looked after, cared for, and because that's what you need in your life.
You need to care for yourself.
Yeah, it's all about self-care, this lifestyle. So eating fresh, gorgeous food, organic and grass-fed, as much as you can.
And local as well.
Yeah, it's so much better for you.
And better for the planet.
Yeah, and of course you see, so you're doing all of this at the same time. It's going to help you feel really good, and it'll ease you into the keto diet so much better, because everything tastes better when it's kind of locally grown, not frozen, not flown 1,500 miles. It always tastes and cooks so much easier.
And it's not wrapped in loads of plastic and packaging and filled with chemicals so that it can be preserved. You don't need to preserve this fresh food if it's come from a farm just down the road.
That's right.
I stay away from keto desserts because it's like I'm pining. I don't want to be pining after things that taste sweet, because it's sweetness that has caused me to get diabetes in the first place. So I personally would advise you against that. And I know there are keto dessert cookbooks out there, and I don't want to put people out of business. I don't want to be negative about it. So, it's up to you, completely up to you. If you want keto desserts, then you go for it. I really cannot go back to eating sweet things.
Yeah. Of course, you see, as well, if you're thinking of creating keto breads and keto desserts and things like that, it makes it that you're already in the mindset that this is temporary, that it's not going to continue, and you're not going to change the way that you eat for the rest of your life. Like we've decided that this is what we're going to do. And I do think that, if you're pretending, it feels like you're pretending by using sweeteners and things like that. It just doesn't feel quite right. It doesn't sit well with us.
And you start thinking about sweet things as being a treat.
Yes.
And why is it a treat to give yourself diabetes?
No, keto is the treat. We're looking after ourselves for the first time properly in our lives.
And the food tastes great. I mean, you can have fresh cream. You can have really rich, thick cream.
Every day.
And make a cheesy, creamy sauce to go with your cauliflower. That's what I'm having tonight.
Yeah.
Cauliflower with creamy cheese on it and some liver. Oh, liver, and I'm going to fry it up with bacon in some lovely olive oil, and even a small number of onions, which you're allowed a few of. They're quite sweet, got a lot of carbs, but all I've had today to eat is a small handful of Brazil nuts.
Yeah.
So I think I'm entitled to have a decent sized meal, and I can have quite a lot of the green veg before I exceed my carb limit for the day.
Yeah, and I'm having Lancashire.
It's all a big sham.
I'm having a shank of lamb, which I'm slow roasting and slow cooking in our lovely slow cooker, which I'm absolutely adoring, because we need bone broth as well. I need to talk to you about bone broth. But that's a whole other video again.
We need to be doing some recipes, don't we?
I can smell it now.
Are there any recipes you would like us to do?
Yeah.
Ask us in the comments below. And ask us about anything that we've talked about on this video, or anything to do with keto or intermittent fasting. Thank you so much for watching to the end. That's also very important to us too, because we need watching hours so that our videos go to the top of the list, so that more people get to see us.
Yeah.
And I know it's important to us, but that's important because we get to advise and help lots more people.
That's what we really want. That's what we're really here to do. Just a quick shout out to thank you to all our subscribers. We've just topped 150. Thank you so much. We can't tell you how much it means to us that you're there and you're supporting us. This really is a really important project for us. It's life-changing.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important to us, and we just want to help as many people as we possibly can to do exactly the same thing, so they feel as good as we do.
So finally, just stick around for the next 40 seconds and there will be some of our videos on the screen showing which one you can watch next if you want. Just a suggestion for you. We did used to put them up over our faces just as we were at this point in the video, but no, we're going to put a little bit on. We're going to add a little bit on the end with those on there, so you can peruse them at your leisure.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye. Go on then.
Every smile is a direct achievement.